Our concern is on rejection, the pain and gain of rejection. Every one of us at one point or another must have experienced rejection from people around us. I mean, we experience rejection in our family, amongst our friends, in our place of work, from our boss, everywhere, in different ways and fashions and degrees. People walk away from our lives. People we call our friends, people we are so close to, they walk away from our lives when we feel bad. We get rejected by our group of friends who don't appreciate our presence. We get rejected by our friends who don't laugh at our joke, who don't contribute in our affairs. We get rejected by friends who don't care about us, but we care so much about them. We get rejected by companies where we have presented our proposals. We get rejected by family. Some couples, some women and men are living in marriages where they are not accepted. All they see every day is rejection. There are children who are not accepted by their parents. They see them as misfit. They see them as children who brought them ill luck. And such children live their life in the pain of rejection. There are different kinds of rejection we suffer every day, and we live in that pain. Some don't even talk about it, some are unable to talk about it. I'm here to tell you today that you are not alone in that experience. In 1 Samuel chapter 16, God asked Samuel to go to the home of Jesse to anoint one of his sons as king of Israel. And on the day that Samuel was to come, the father of David and his siblings asked David to go to the field to tend the sheep. That's because in their arrangement, in their calculation, it's definitely not going to be David. So it's going to be one of the other 6 sons, older sons. That's a kind of rejection. Because in that kind of adventure, everybody should have equal opportunity. It could be anybody. But before the arrival of Samuel, they already made a conclusion that it cannot be David. Therefore, let him go to work while the other 6 wait behind. It can be any one of them. But unfortunately for them, God didn't choose any of them. God didn't choose any of them. And Samuel said, are all your sons here? And the man said, well, these are my sons. Like, these are my sons. The other one is just the smallest of them all. So it definitely can't be him. It definitely can't be him. And Samuel said, oh, we're not going to do anything until he comes. God is the one to decide, not us. And then when David arrived, the Spirit of God said, yes, he is the one. He is the one to rule over my people. His family, his father, his siblings rejected him. They didn't count him qualified. But God accepted him, and he was anointed in the presence of his brothers, the presence of his family that rejected him. What does that tell us? People who reject you are people who lack the capacity to deal with you, are people who lack what it takes to handle what you are made of. If I am not capable to handle what you are made of, your talents, your gifts, your uniqueness, I would definitely reject you. I'm not saying it is right to reject people, but that should be your thinking when you experience rejection from people, so that you don't live in perpetual sadness. Of course, rejection will hurt. And I'm not telling you to deny the feeling of the pain you're going through on account of that rejection. Admit it, acknowledge it, but give yourself some credit, because their inability to accept you for who you are, of course, in the positive sense, is because they lack the capacity to deal with it. They lack what it takes to handle a person of your kind with your type of unique talent. So don't feel bad when you are rejected, because God wouldn't reject you. And the rejection of human beings wouldn't mean anything if God hasn't rejected you. Romans chapter 8, verse 31 says, if God be for us, who can be against us? If God has ticked you for a certain opportunity, you're not going to lose it. One preacher once said that what God has for me will have my name on it, and it will surely come to me. Well, of course, we're not going to stay idle. We're going to do what we ought to do. But the rejection of human beings shouldn't be an end to the opportunities available to us. Rejection in this sense is simply redirection, because God has the final say. And here are 4 benefits that I'm going to share with you. 4 benefits of rejection. That rejection you think is an end of discussion for you. That the rejection you think that it has messed up with your head, it has plunged you into depression, you feel unaccepted by people in your nearest environment. And I'm telling you that there are 4 important benefits that you can pick from it. Number 1, rejection will force you to look inwardly and discover what you're good at. You're good at something. There is some unique talent that God has blessed you with that somebody out there is begging to have. Someone out there is praying to meet you, to share in your talent, to share in your uniqueness. When you are rejected by people close to you, then go inwardly to polish your craft, to polish your talent. If you realize that you are good at something, when you are rejected, just take it that they do not have the capacity to appreciate what you have. Then go inwardly and discover more, and be sure that people are going to identify it. Even when King Saul was after the life of David, he had no choice but to acknowledge the talent in King David to play flute and other musical instruments, of which David was now employed to be playing those musical instruments anytime that evil spirit comes alive into Saul to torment him. It is now the music that David plays that calms the situation in the life of Saul. If you keep working on yourself, God is going to give you audience who will appreciate what you have. If you keep working on yourself positively, even some people who rejected you will see you anointed in their presence. Go inwardly. Don't sit down to cry over the rejection. Don't sit down to lament. Don't go about looking for people to complain to. Go inwardly. Your talents, your gifts will be made evident and they will appreciate it. Number two benefit of rejection is that rejection will reveal the true role of people in your life. Of course, there are a lot of people we call friends. There are a lot of people we call acquaintances. There are people we think they cherish us the way we cherish them. They love us the way we love them. But rejection, the signs of rejection you're going to see will reveal their role in your life. You will know who is just there to benefit from you and who is truly there to share your life with you and to bring out the best in you. There are people we call attached friends, seasonal friends, people who are there on seasonal basis, on temporal basis. They are just attached to you as long as they benefit from you. The moment that benefit is no longer there, you see them misbehaving. You see them saying all sorts of things about you. You see them gossiping with your name. You see them withdrawing. And when you extend invitation to them, when you demand or ask for their help, they will start giving you all sorts of reasons. They will not come out clearly to say anything, but they will be withdrawing. Those are seasonal friends, attached friends. But there are assigned friends, people who are there for you in season and out of season. Jonathan was that type of friend to David. They are not going to leave you because things have gone sour. They are not going to leave you because you're going through pain. They are not going to leave you because you've lost your money. They are not going to leave you because your marriage and relationship have crashed. They are not going to leave you because your academics is not going on fine. They're going to stay there with you until you get it right. So when rejection happens, don't get angry. Rather, be happy that the true role of this person is being revealed. Some people are frenemies. They are enemies wearing the cloak of friendship, but they are not friends. Don't call them friends. So when they reject you, allow them walk away. Allow them leave you. Then go into yourself. Number three benefit of rejection is that rejection will position you for new opportunities. The danger is this: when people walk away from our life because we don't meet up with their opinion, sometimes we begin to struggle to fit into their opinion box. We want to tick their boxes. We want our lifestyle to be appealing to them according to their opinion. But that will be slavery. You obviously can't please everybody, and you obviously can't be loved by everybody. Get used to it. But when you accept the fact that they have gone, they have left you, you are now positioned for new opportunities. There are friends around you who are waiting to get closer to you. But because you are attached to certain people who have been hurting you, you can't see them. And they can't even see you. Because you're holding on to a certain job where they have been messing up with your life, messing up with your faith, messing up with your sanity, and you're afraid to quit that job because you think you're not going to get another one. My dear friend, if you don't quit that job, you won't see that opportunity that has been there waiting for you. Rejection is a blessing in disguise. Rejection is a redirection. Don't kill yourself because you're rejected. Don't go into depression because you're rejected. If you go into depression because you're rejected, that means you're saying to yourself that you're not good enough. You're saying to yourself that you need the validation of other people to feel okay. And that's so wrong. Opinion is good, but it's still an opinion. Opinion is what it is. It can be true, it can be false. You're the one to make the judgment for yourself. So when people reject you, if it's for a wrong cause, then put it right. If they are true, they will remain. But if they are not your true friends, they will walk away. And when they walk away, you're going to gain new friends. You're going to find a new job. You're going to get into a new relationship. You're going to find new opportunities. Don't continue to look at that closed door. Because if you do, you will not see another door that is open for you. Number 4, rejection will draw you nearer to God. Rejection will draw you nearer to God. At that point where you have been rejected by your clique of friends, people you've lived all your life, you think that without these people, you're not going to make it in life. At that moment, they walk away from you. If I were you, I will remain in silence and turn my face to God. Because God is that one person that will never reject us. Every other person might be unfair, but God's love is unconditional. Let your own inadequacies and the rejection of your people get you on your knees and you look unto God. You look up to God. Let the rejection of your people force you to go on your knees to see a perfect God who can never reject you even in your worst situation. God can never turn his back on you. The best gift you will give to yourself when you are rejected is to turn to God. In God, we live and move and have our being. In God, we find the purest comfort. In God, we have the purest consolation. In God, we find meaning and answers. It is in God that we are revived and renewed. We begin to see the goodness of God in our lives. We begin to see that, oh, all along we have been loved by that one person whose love is enough, and that is God. The love of other people is an addition. The love of God is pure, unconditional, and it is enough. And those who enjoy God's love will naturally connect to you as you enjoy God's love. But what happens is that we fix our eyes on human beings and their rejection, and we are not able to see God in his loving kindness. We are not able to see God in his graciousness. We are not able to appreciate what God is doing for us. We are concentrating on the pain that human beings are causing us. Rejection is a blessing in disguise. Rejection is redirection. When you accept the pain of rejection in the negative sense, It's like making a one-day experience your whole life experience. It's like accepting to cry because your enemy have asked you to cry. Rejection is painful. I'm not going to deny it. Rejection hurts. I'm not going to reject it, to deny it. But in you, and even in that rejection, lies something better. Something that will give you better opportunity. Something that will draw you closer to God and you become happier. Do not let rejection ruin your life. Do not let rejection make you lose a sense and the touch of what God has deposited in you. Rather, let rejection make you turn inwardly and see the beauty of the talent you have and see the beauty of God's love in you. Don't get depressed. When they walk away, let them go. When they turn you down, hold on to yourself and hold on to God. When they say you're not good enough, hear the voice of God saying to you, you are good enough. Romans chapter 8, verse 28 says that all things work together for good to them that love God, and you're one of them. So what they think is rejection, they are causing you pain, will definitely add up for your good in the end. You will see it. You will definitely see it. It wouldn't make sense now, but very soon it will make sense. They think they are pushing you into misery, but God is redirecting it into fortune. They think they are pushing you into sadness, but God will redirect it into joyful situation. But you will play your own part by taking rejection for what it is, and you'll be happy in the end. May God bless His words in our hearts. If you find this content useful, I beg you to share with your friends and then comment, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and other social media handles. Thank you and God bless you.